Okay, so here we are. I'm just finishing up these rear bar for this the VH, and as you can see, I'm just running the panel file across it. Just little tiny imperfections. Just give it a little skim, and after that, once it's done, we'll sandblast all this, and we'll prime it, and it'll be ready for paint. But just here filing away, just a bit nostalgic. Took me back to the day, 30-40 years ago, when these cars all had these steel bars on. Crash repair work, we used to repair them all. We'd knock them out, straighten them up, file them up just like this. And if we had to fill them a little bit, we'd fill them up and send them off to the chrome platers, and they'd come back. Perfect fitting again and back on the car. But these days, that doesn't happen. It's all plastic and it's throw away. And it's funny how things have gone full circle, and it's come back to now repairing and keeping the old steel ones for these old classics. But that's how it's changed around. And that's life today. But the old skills still come in handy for this sort of work.
Okay, so I've just finished welding one of the sides on the front bar, but I'm going to show you guys a little bit. I'm just adding a couple of bits into where there's been holes, so we're just going to fill them up with a couple little bits of steel. So I'll get stuck into it, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when I've finished it. It's all welded up, guys. The ends are welded on. You can start to see what look we're going for with the front bar also. And I've cleaned up around the back of it too. So we've just fitted the rear bar on. We're looking at it and we're just not happy. So
we can either, it's one of those, it's a little bit of got to make a right decision here, because all this looks good now, how it's all got its radius and all filled in, it fits up real good on it. But we've, you know, as far as it's tossing up which way to go to make the visual effect of this in the end look the goods, because we've got this profile of the quarter panel. Now, do we modify the quarter to follow the bar, or do we modify the bar? So now, for us to get the absolute best effect, to look the goods when it's finished, do we make the bar end a little bit fatter and add a piece into the bar here, or do we change the body line on the quarter to suit the bar? Can we make it flow with the bar? Which will look the best? And it's one of those decisions when it gets down to things like this. It really gets down to the owners, what they really want out of the job. Because we might say, look, go this way, change the quarter, and they mightn't want to do that. Yeah, it's one of those ones, that. I think it's a decision for the owners. I think we'll let them have the final say on that. Okay, so we're going to have a small change here, because we've changed this rear bar and we put the radius finish that tucks around in onto the body. Before it was just, as you can see, the old bar was like a plastic end cap on this particular model. So we've got rid of that because we didn't like it. The owners didn't really like it either, wanted to change it a little bit, something different for this one. So we've put the radius end on, and now it's left us with this body line from the old shape bar. Now, so what we've decided to do, because when this vehicle's finished off, so it all flows in and looks really trick-o, we're now going to change the body line from that fairly right angle shape into a nice flowing radius that matches in with the bar. And we'll bring this line out to this line. So once we're finished and the car's painted, you'll have that prominent body line that follows right around the edge of the bar and down and continues on with that original one, which will give it this nice even gap through there, and it'll actually look factory when it's finished. And that's what we want to do. And once that's all painted up and completely finished, it'll look very, very nice. Alright guys, so I've got the bar on now. You can see where it's all welded in nice.
And now I'm just fitting the brackets for inside to bolt it up. And then I'm just gonna, once it's fully bolted on and I've welded the brackets into the inside, then I'm gonna come back around and I'm gonna just make sure everything's fitting really nice. Pre-fit it a few times. So what are you doing now? What's the go?
Well, what I'm doing here is I'm finishing all that off. As you can see, we've given it a file up with the old file. It's had that. So now I'm giving it a smooth out with this rotary orbital.
Yep.
And that's a 60 grit disc on that, this stage, just to take it down a little bit. But that's really now got a good shape and smooth as.
And the new body line looks so cool.
So you can see now what we've achieved here. That follows that nice around with that.
Instead of just being square, and
yeah,
it looks finished now with the nice round ends on it.
You know, looks good. So what I'm trying to achieve is just smooth it out that last little bit, and then it's ready for primer after that.
Wow, nice.
So what are we doing here, Mick?
So I've just knocked all the highs. I've just knocked the highs and lows. Same bit of panel beating here, bit of the old school now. This is what it takes to get them really nice. So without making it a bog bath, which I don't want to do with the front bar, I don't want any bog in it, so I've got to go the old ways, and it takes time, but it's going to be worth it. So at the moment I'm just knocking out the highs and the lows, all the dents. Still got some lows here, so I'll get in under there, knock them up, and then I'll file them like so, every way to get it straight. And then, so it's perfectly straight all the way through like this side. And then I'll come along when I'm finished with that, and then I'll finish it with my, like so, with my, I think I've got 36 on there at the moment. But yeah, it just depends what job we're doing, what you want to use. So I'll go over that, but I'm still filing. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now, and the top's pretty, I had to knock all this up here, so I'm gonna have to file finish it there on both sides. For some reason it was dented in both sides. It's not too bad.
So when you say you're gonna have to knock it up, what does that entail? What do you do for that?
I'll put the dolly under here and just tap the panel nice, just get it. And then to get it really nice, if you want to get your highs out, so that's what your dolly's for.
That's a little half moon one, yeah?
Yeah, that's your half moon. So yeah, then I'll come along and put that under there and get the steel straight, and then that's how you do it.
And then run a panel file over it when you're happy?
Yep.
And another good thing too, the way this is done, because it's a front bar, you'll get stone chips obviously, and if it had bog on it, it's not a good deal.
Yeah, because on the front bar, you get stone chips, so as soon as a stone hits that, and if that's got a layer of bog on there, or whatever you want to call it, Bondo, body filler, the 3 Bs.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, but yeah, if there was bog on there and a stone hits it, it's the worst. You'll see it, people just go, oh, the thing's just all full of bog. And like if it was my car, I wouldn't want any bog in it either. I'd want it schmick. So then yeah, if you do get a stone chip, it will chip back to the primer. And then yeah, there's no bog coming flying out of it. It's not a bog bath.
Yeah.
So the car will go even faster.
Yeah, sweet. no good. Okay guys, here we are at the VH again. Just going to show you how we've sectioned this bar end on to the effect that we've been chasing for it. There's the old piece, that's how it was, like there. So we've chopped her off, we put this other piece on, sectioned it on. It's running really true and nice with the rest of the bar there to give it that factory effect. And then it fits in around the body real nice. And got it down nicely. It'll prime up, no body filler to finish this whatsoever. It's come along good, that. It looks way better than this old piece, like that. That was just fairly cheap, nasty, but it's gone. Happy with that. Happy when a plan comes together.